The night was quiet on the farm, the kind of quiet that felt sacred. The fields stretched wide beneath a silver moon, the soft rustle of corn stalks carried by the wind like a lullaby. But beneath this calm beauty, there was a storm about to erupt, one that would forever change the lives of two sisters. For sometimes, even in the safest places we call home, darkness creeps in when we least expect it. And when it does, the only thing standing between fear and courage is the fire in our hearts. Before we dive into this powerful story of bravery, loyalty, and justice, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Exposed Tales, where real, emotional, and unforgettable stories come alive. Your support helps us keep sharing stories that touch hearts and inspire souls. On the outskirts of town lived Hannah, a strong farm girl in her early 20s, known for her fierce independence and her unwavering bond with her K9, a German shepherd named Rex. Hannah wasn't just a caretaker of her family's land, she was the silent protector of her little sister, Lily, who was only 15. Their parents had passed away years ago, leaving them with nothing but the farm, the animals, and each other. The two girls had faced storms before, loneliness, financial struggles, endless nights of worry, but they had never faced what was coming that night. Lily had a gentle soul. She loved to read under the oak tree by the barn, her laughter filling the air like music. But her innocence also made her a target. In town, 3 boys, Derek, Cole, and Ryan, had built a reputation for trouble. They weren't just mischievous, they were cruel. Always looking for someone weaker to prey on, always searching for a moment of power. And that night, under the cover of darkness, they set their eyes on Lily. Lily had walked down to the creek with a lantern, humming softly, when the boys cornered her. Their mocking voices sliced through the night, their shadows stretching long across the water. Lily's heart raced as she tried to back away, clutching her lantern tightly. But they moved closer, circling her like predators. Fear gripped her chest, her legs trembling as Derek shoved her shoulder, laughing at her fear. "Where's your big sister now?" Ryan sneered. "Bet she can't save you here." Lily's cries echoed across the fields. She tried to run, but they blocked her path, taunting her, tearing at the fragile sense of safety she had always known on the farm. She was trapped, helpless, her voice shaking as she shouted for help. Back at the farmhouse, Hannah was feeding Rex when she heard it, the unmistakable cry of her sister's voice carried by the wind. Her heart stopped. For a moment, her hands froze, the feed bucket slipping from her fingers and spilling across the wooden floor. Then instinct took over. She grabbed the flashlight, and with a sharp whistle, she called Rex. The dog's ears perked, his body tensing with alertness. Together they bolted into the night, their feet pounding against the earth. The fields blurred as Hannah ran faster than she ever had, her breath ragged, her chest burning, but her mind laser-focused. Every second mattered. Every step was a battle between arriving too late or just in time. Rex ran beside her, his muscles rippling with raw power, his growls low and deep as if he too understood the urgency. When Hannah burst into the clearing near the creek, the sight before her froze her blood. Her little sister, shaking and cornered, 3 boys circling her like wolves. Lily's eyes met hers, wide with terror, tears streaming down her cheeks. Hannah's breath caught in her throat, fury exploding inside her. "Step away from her." Hannah's voice thundered across the water, strong, commanding, unshakable. The boys turned, smirking at first, but their smiles faltered when they saw Rex at her side. The German shepherd stood tall, his teeth bared, his eyes blazing with a primal warning. Hannah placed a steady hand on his back, her posture unyielding. "You think you're tough scaring a little girl," Hannah said, her voice steady though her heart was pounding. "Why don't you try someone who can fight back?" Derek sneered, trying to cover his unease. "We're just having some fun. No need to get all dramatic." "Fun?" Hannah's voice cut sharp. "You call this fun? I call it cowardice." The boys shifted, unease spreading across their faces. But before they could take another step, Hannah snapped her fingers. Rex lunged forward with a deep, earth-shaking bark that echoed through the night. The boys stumbled back in shock, their bravado crumbling. Rex stood between them and Lily, a living wall of protection, his growls low and threatening. "Rex, guard," Hannah commanded. The dog obeyed instantly, circling the boys, his eyes never leaving them. In that moment, the tables had turned. The predators had become the prey. The boys' arrogance drained, replaced by fear as they realized Hannah wasn't afraid of them, and neither was her K9. "Leave, now," Hannah said, her voice like steel. And if you ever come near my sister again, Rex will remember you. And so will I." The boys hesitated, their pride clashing with their fear. But when Rex barked again, lunging just close enough for them to feel the heat of his breath, they broke. They turned and ran, stumbling through the trees, their shouts fading into the night. Silence fell, broken only by Lily's sobs. Hannah rushed to her, wrapping her arms around her sister, holding her close as if she could shield her from every pain in the world. Lily clung to her, trembling, whispering, "I was so scared." Hannah kissed her forehead, her own tears falling. "You're safe now. I'll never let anyone hurt you again. As long as I'm here, as long as Rex is here, you're never alone." The bond between them in that moment was unbreakable. They walked back to the farmhouse together, Rex trotting proudly beside them, his duty fulfilled but his watch never ending. Later Hannah reported the boys, and justice was served. But beyond the punishment, what truly mattered was the lesson burned into their hearts that night. Evil can appear in the shadows, in the cruel laughter of those who seek to harm, but courage can light up the darkest night. Before we close this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Exposed Tales for more stories that move hearts and inspire strength. Your support helps us keep shining a light on the struggles and triumphs that define the human spirit. And so, life on the farm went on. The sun still rose over golden fields, the wind still whispered through the trees, and Lily still read her books under the oak tree. But from that night on, she knew something deeper, that she was protected, loved, and never alone. Hannah's courage and Rex's loyalty had carved a memory of hope and safety that would last a lifetime. Because in the end, true strength isn't in fists or fear. It's in love, loyalty, and the courage to stand up when it matters most.